Papers here.
I'm gonna go ahead and start the recording.
Alright, nobody really thinks that I think that way, like,
No, recording has started. Just letting you know.
well,
And
using your corn stack over there.
Who needs one?
does anybody need the agenda?
I'm sorry. I do.
We don't have anything but updates, so.
It needs to be a little bit longer right here. Right there. Gotta get longer.
Need it?
No, I do not need it.
Okay.
I don't
Good,
need
thank
it
you.
either. Thank you.
Somebody was nice enough to get me one earlier.
Let's go. I don't want one. I'm sorry. I'm
Okay,
in a mood.
I'm gonna
sorry.
call this meeting to order
I'm gonna get
at
worse
11:14 a.m.
today.
Marvin
Buckle up
Day
for 6 o'clock.
Subcommittee meeting.
Sorry.
We have a quorum. We're not
I'm
missing anyone,
irritated.
right? We're not missing anyone.
I think
If you're
we're.
not
I think
here,
the,
raise your hand.
I think the gang's
Yep,
all
we're all
here.
here.
Okay, so we need to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Wonderful. We need to vote, right?
Yes,
All
you
in
need to vote.
favor?
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. We'll just vote for that. All right, adoption
Of the minutes.
of the previous minutes.
No
Where were
changes.
those? Were those emailed out?
Those were in the packet, yeah.
Packet.
Yeah, it's in the
I
packet.
still don't know where to find packets, but I'll get there. Okay, so moved. All
vote?
those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Okay, items of discussion. Yes. Updates from working groups. Yes. All right, let's get into it. First, let's just do our subcommittee as its own working group, shall we?
So,
Yeah.
So you have your subcommittee spreadsheet, it's the one with the yellow highlights, okay?
does
I
black
always-
mean it's done?
It's either done or it no longer is needed.
Okay.
That's a partial set.
Can I get one of those?
Can I update about Firethorn even though it's blacked
Can we
out?
share? I don't want to go.
I need to write on mine.
Because I haven't
Can you
talked to
just
you
make that
yet.
real quick?
We have another Firethorn on here.
Okay, but that's for the communication.
Oh,
I mean, Firethorn's kind of all encompassing.
yeah. You want
Okay.
to start with that?
Yeah. So, okay, so I talked to Firethorn last week. They're so excited. They have got the DJ booked. They've got 2 food trucks and an ice cream truck booked. They are, doing a whole, day of events, the lawn games, etc.
Those are
Jen, I
duplicates of
talked
the
to
second
her
page.
about
Yes.
the artist. I told her between 15 and 20. She said that would be great. As soon as we know the number, then she can tell me what table accoutrements they can offer up,
Okay.
sizes, etc.
Okay.
They're gonna have some stuff available, but we need to be able to say, they've got 12 6x2 tables, 8 round tables, 100
Okay.
chairs that they can offer up. So then we can go and see, and then we can be like, okay, well, they don't have that. You're gonna need to bring your own.
Okay.
Have you been inside Firethorn upstairs?
Not upstairs.
Okay. So when you walk in the main door, you have to go around, and they've got the main dining room here. They've got a bar over here, and then they've got a side room over here. Our
Okay.
thought was to put them in the side room over here, which is the Killarney room,
Mhm.
and do the outside upper porch. She
Okay.
said she would like. At first she's like, I think everybody outside would be great, and I said, I think some people are probably going to want to be inside because it's going to be hot. She's like, well, we have fans, and I said, well, okay, it's still going to be hot.
Mhm.
So I think we're gonna do the Killarney room, and they've got doors that go right on the upper veranda outside porch that we can kind of have the art on this side
Okay.
upstairs. The bar will be on the opposite side upstairs where they're gonna have a mimosa bar and Bloody Mary.
Okay.
They're not gonna do food bites because they're gonna do the food trucks instead.
Okay.
That was all I was supposed to find out for you.
I believe so. So what we can do is we can tell them.
Oh, and then I told her as soon as we know the number,
Mhm.
that you and I will meet with her
Mhm.
and walk the space and say, this person needs to be here, and go ahead and lay out the space so that when they come to set up, that's done, checked off our list, we don't have to worry about it.
Yes, because what I would like to do, if it's going to be there's a room and then there's some that are outside, what I would definitely like to do is create just a really rudimentary map.
Yep.
And then the artist, when we put out the pay sign up, the ones who pay first get to select their space first, and then they get to decide whether they're in or out or whatever, and that's your thing.
Yep.
I am pretty certain we're going to get to 20.
Okay.
So.
Perfect. She was like, that's great.
Because Deb's still pulling in people, I'm pulling in random recommendations from around, and I still haven't even put it out like on Facebook,
Okay.
which
So great.
I can go do that, and then Matt Olin was going to put it out on his Charlotte is Creative thing. So I'm virtually certain we can get to 20. So
Okay.
if we just want to say 20 and set up that meeting,
Okay, we can do that.
we can do that,
Okay.
and then
many-
just knock that out.
How many confirmed do you have?
I have 10 solid for the Firethorn thing.
Paid?
Not paid because we just decided on last week what the amount was going to be, and I didn't want to ask them to pay until I had these answers because I kind of wanted it to be like, pay your thing, choose your space, ready to go. And be able to tell them where the options are going to be before I ask them to pay, and what the amenities might be.
True.
In the sense that if I'm saying, hey, this is your $50 fee, and you're an artist, and you're
Is it
like,
50?
it's going to be 50. We brought it down. So you pay your $50 fee. The next question is going to be, well, do I get a table? Do I get chairs? Do I have to bring all my own stuff? So until I have those answers,
Why don't you and
I don't want to make them commit.
try to meet? I was gonna say the 6th, but they're closed. They'll only be there on the 6th. I mean, either March 3rd or March 6th, either that Friday or Monday. We can
Okay.
meet out there. I'll see if I can arrange it with Jill, and we can meet out there.
Friday's easier than Monday, but
Okay.
if Monday
Well,
after
they may be closed,
10:30.
So they're technically closed, but I know that some office staff goes in, so I can just shoot for the 3rd.
I think Friday's easier than Monday, but Monday after like 11 is fine.
Okay, but anytime on Friday, you can do.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I gotta
okay.
drop my kids off at school.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll. Yep. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's my Firethorn update.
Okay.
Do we want to talk about the other half of the art thing, or you're gonna get to the
Oh, that's a special. That's a special.
exhibit thing here at Village Hall? That's different.
Yes, we'll get to that.
Mhm.
Keeps
okay.
looking at me like-
Okay, so as far as this subcommittee, some of the things that we can say have gotten done, Austin and I did meet, we went over a promotion schedule, went over creation of all the promotional content. Some of it we will make, some of it the consultant will make. We have a very detailed plan for when and how. You might have already seen Save the Dates for Marvin Day going out in the newsletter this week. That's because
cute.
this work has been done. So I wrote done.
We're
Determine
gonna-
law enforcement needs was something that was on this list for this subcommittee to discuss. Christina, your opinion on that, what do you think the best way to determine those needs are? Because it kind of goes along with the next 3 on the list that are happening kind of later on.
It actually has to be done by the county. So once we get all of our site plan and all that stuff in place, I'll send it to Brian and then I'll
Okay.
ask him to go
Perfect.
ahead and figure that
So
one
just
out.
put CA there instead of subcommittee.
Yeah. And then I'll write county. Okay. Other than
I
that.
mean,
Yeah, that's fine.
Firethorn sending the communication for our consultant. I scrapped that because Firethorn has said they're creating their own flyer and their own kind of stuff and getting it to me.
yes,
so
they
we
have
don't-
not done that yet.
Not
told
yet.
me
She
was
gave me a
gonna
little blurb for the website, but she
Okay.
said she's gonna push her marketing team to come up with something better. So I'm
Perfect. Did she pay?
No, not yet. Make the t-shirt quantity decisions. We did that at a way previous meeting.
Did we?
We did, and we discussed it at the last meeting too, where Derek sent me what we had all agreed on at the previous meeting. So
225 t-shirts. I can read you the
Nope.
thing again.
Nope. Oh, that's right. I remember. Yep, I remember now.
I
Yep.
love when Jen just starts shooting out
No,
numbers.
I
I'm
got
like,
it.
thank God for Jen.
Yep.
Okay. As far as the selection of vendors, so Derek had one quote from the one vendor, but I'm having the 5K vendor quoted out also because they're already doing 5K t-shirts for us and other things, so less vendors, easier for me. So I'm expecting that to come in the next week or so. And then as far as submitting the order, I just pushed the date back to 3/15 since we pushed the date for sponsors back to 3/1. We had to push the t-shirt date back as well.
What's our drop dead for the t-shirt? vendor.
You know, last year we did it well into April, and there's
That's what
plenty
I'm
of time to
thinking.
get the T-shirts. I don't want to.
No,
I don't want to advertise that, but I'm not stressing at
I
all about
don't
T-shirts.
disagree with that, but I'm afraid we're now to February 7th and we are light on sponsors.
We'll see. I'm an update on that too. Okay, the other things on here, submit and oversee logo submission to the T-shirt vendor. I did send the 5K guy the approved, reworked with all of our edits. 5K graphic. I haven't sent him the design or the logo or stuff for the actual T-shirt because we're still collecting logos and sponsors and stuff, so I'm holding off on that. But he has an idea of what we did last year, so apples to apples, he can quote it pretty much. Approving the design will happen way later. I pushed it out. Okay, Castellucci.
Yes.
I'm listening here last. It's so, I know, it's so like, it makes me feel like a New Yorker when I say Castellucci. All right, so create art display package. Remind me, was that for here or for Firethorn? Because if it's for here, then it's a great segue into our.
I think it's for here.
Okay. So,
I think that's referring to the fact that I would need to create, once again, a rudimentary
yes.
map of the building for artists to then choose where, or to assign where they were going to display.
Okay, so.
I think that's the
To
package.
update the committee at large, some side conversations have happened regarding the Friday night plan to have artists here and a meet and greet with town council. Okay, so,
For a village.
sorry.
I know, I
It's
do
her
it
pet
too.
peeve.
I,
It's her pet peeve too. I did it just to make
Village
sure
is
she's
hard,
still paying attention.
right?
I'm here. I'm paying attention.
So, at least I didn't say cancel.
Cancel them. We're gonna cancel the town.
We're gonna cancel the meeting with cancel. No, we did talk about canceling it though, because one of the reasons to do a Friday night kickoff was we were hoping that the home gardeners would be more open to us driving traffic to their homes on a Friday night, wine and cheese, adults only, kind of make it fun. And in tandem, we would have the event here. Again, meet and greet with council and wine and cheese.
You gotta
And
think about it.
then we thought having some art on display would be kind of fun. The problem is we're not getting a response from the home gardeners. They seem not interested at all in this plan to have people at their homes on Friday nights. And the artists kind of don't want to do both Firethorn and here. If they're going to come lug all their crap, I think they want to come once.
well, I think, so I have on my list of committed people with regard to the artists.
You had 4 for here, right?
1, 2, 3. I have 4 committed to here out of. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Definite no. I have 4 that are yes for sure. I have 2 no's and I have 3 that have not committed either way yet. They're definitely committed to Firethorn,
Gotcha.
but not to here. So
So we talked about canceling, however, we're not going to cancel. So the question is, do you want to have art or not? That portion of it can be canceled. But what Christina offered up was by then we will have the park master plan. So we won't be able to get people to go on Friday night and tour homes and gardens, but they could still come here to meet with council. And if there's art, great. If not, no big deal. They can meet with council and we can sort of have the park master plan out for them to review, look at, ask questions as an alternative so that we don't scrap the event altogether. That was Christina's idea. 2 council members liked it and would prefer not to cancel the event altogether and would prefer to still have this open house here for tours of the building plus learning about the park master plan and meeting council. Thoughts from the committee? Anyone?
I like that there's an alternate draw because, well, from the artist standpoint, trying to decide whether or not to keep the artist in the game or not. Some expressed an interest, but obviously if you're gonna, and they're only gonna bring a few pieces and, display easels. So if you're gonna schlep some stuff here and take that time out that evening, if nobody shows up and it's just a bunch of artists eating finger foods, talking to each other, not really worth your time. But if you have a draw that actually, I think the concern is for the ones, even for the ones who have said yes, or the ones that are on the fence, is it likely to draw enough people to be worth The tours last year did well, but the building was
did.
new.
But it was flooding outside. That's why people were going where it was dry.
Okay, right. Never was the
I
rain.
would like to say that
they were here on
we
site.
would have people come, but from past experiences of having the opportunity to come in, meet council, talk to council, ask questions, see the building, very few people have taken us up on that.
Okay.
So
That's good information.
I would rather drive stuff to Firethorn on Saturday
Mhm.
so that they do not think that it is a waste of their time. The last thing that I want to do is have what happened last year with some of the garden people who were like, 2 people showed up and it was weird and whatever. So I would hate for that to happen if they're schlepping their stuff here. I would much rather just let us set up here. I mean, it's not like I haven't sat here for 2 hours with nobody coming in because apparently we're doing everything great.
Right.
Yes, we're going to have some displays, but I would much rather not.
Ask them to do that and then
Yes.
turn around the next morning and pack up all their
Yes.
stuff and go over to Firethorn. Yes, perfect.
And only have 10 people show up.
That was my concern, is that if we'd had the garden thing and there'd been more interest in that and we thought we were gonna kind of drive people here, then that would be worthwhile. But that's excellent
I would like
info.
to say that people would come, but
And I don't know that they'll
past
come just for the art
experience-
either, so.
No, but past experience
Probably do
has
it next week.
dictated that people just, maybe what we should do before Marvin Day is, Christina, this is a good idea. Listen, we're talking awesome. This is a good idea. We should get bulldozers and plop them in the middle of every single neighborhood so that we're like, hey, we're having a meeting on Friday. Come talk to us. Maybe then they'll come and be like, why is there a bulldozer in my backyard?
That's a great idea. Derek, can you start getting some quotes on bulldozers for every neighborhood?
I will have
You're a marketing genius.
Sunbelt, send me over
Perfect.
the quotes
Seriously.
Okay.
for.
That's the only one people show up.
Is that for real though? You want some quotes from Sunbelt?
No.
I'm kidding.
Well,
Well, Jen, you want your artists to have a good experience.
I would definitely want them to have a good experience, so it's
Drive them to
That makes-
Firethorn on
Yep.
Saturday.
Then want to redo it again
Exactly,
next year.
exactly,
And it's less work
yeah.
for you. So, yeah, I agree. Whatever spot works
think-
best. for
Okay,
them.
so from an artist standpoint, we're gonna nix the art show here at
Right.
Village Hall, that's fine.
Okay.
But as far as, and then, generally, that's kind of me, but then committee business, we're
Yeah.
still doing the council one and we like the master plan
I do.
thing? You're, okay,
So, question is, I'm gonna need a list of action items for presenting the park master plan. If you're gonna want Derek to get things blown up, put things on easels, things for people to walk around and look at, easels set up in the chamber, whatever you guys want, let's get it added to this list and assign it to whoever's responsibility that is.
Well, and I think maybe we can take some of your drawings of actual Village Hall with the plantings and blow some of them up and have that like,
oh yeah, those look good eye
this
candy.
is coming, like, because
And-
it's not going to come before June.
And Austin and I
Right.
can promote it with graphics on social media. We can make an event like Friday night, come out,
Yeah.
have some charcuterie and wine, meet
Yeah,
your council members.
probably
Can we
should go
say
a little
wine?
less
Are we allowed
on
to
the
say that?
Food than that we did last time.
I
'Cause that was a lot.
Oh,
of
no, no,
food.
we just have charcuterie. We have
Okay,
nothing
perfect.
else
Well,
this
good,
time.
'cause
Yeah.
that was a lot of food.
Yeah.
But
I
granted, it was.
I really don't think you're going to get anybody outside of the normal town hall meeting crowd. Usually the same people that show up.
I don't know. You serve charcuterie
Because
and
it's also
wine,
a
you might
Friday.
get
It's also a
different
Friday night, and
What
we're
if you did a food truck Friday night as a draw?
Because then we're gonna have.
Then we're on the hook for a food truck.
Yeah, we're on the hook for a food truck, and
Okay, but
We-
even if people would.
we did it for a town hall meeting where we advertised food for free. We got 20 people. We got 20 people, which is
Really?
good, but it wasn't
Okay.
worth the money.
So it doesn't work then.
we'd
So-
have to pay for it.
So I'm gonna move on from Friday night because I feel good about where we're at and everybody's got marching orders. We can
Hold
we
on,
good?
do you have the action item list of what you want, or who's putting that together?
I'll get it for her.
I assigned it to Boss
Oh,
down there. Yeah, I gave her a look and a nod, like you.
Oh,
with
and
me?
she gave you the-
She gave me the yep. I got you.
She did the
We have
eyebrow
code
raise.
now. Okay, so selection of 5K vendor. Okay, that's me. I'm gonna go with the people that we used last year. Well, technically, they assisted last year. The torch was passed to them. Christina told me I don't need to technically get multiple quotes because it's under a certain threshold, and they've already done our event last year. They know exactly what it's gonna look like, feel like, and be. with some improvements. So I'm just gonna go with them. I
Okay.
feel good about them and their pricing. He's sending me over something formal to look at shortly that I can probably bring back to you guys for the next meeting, but some formal numbers, but it'll be very similar to what we paid last year. We did make some tweaks to the registration process. Last year it was a little bit clunky where it was like if you registered early you got a slightly cheaper, you got like $5 off until a certain date. It ended up being a huge pain in the butt for the 5K company, and it didn't really help us get a bunch of early registrations, so I just would assume scrap it altogether and not do that. We also had this weird thing where if you ran the 5K, you could add on the fun run with your kids for like $5. I just kind of feel like if you've already paid to run the 5K and you want to hold your kid's hand and run a mile, it's free. I don't need to charge you for it. Just go run with your kid. I'm over it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to nickel and dime. So we are going to send it out to residents early and let them have a 2-week window where they will be the first ones to be able to register for it before we start blasting it out to running groups and people in the area.
And that pre-registration period will start next Friday.
Next Friday.
We said we was going to do a February newsletter. And I can double
As her
check.
heart quickens.
Next Friday. What is that date?
Unless we said it was the March 1st
I
newsletter.
think we said March 1st.
Okay, we'll just do March 1st then.
Okay. Holy crap, I just had a heart attack. My armpits are sweaty.
I'll look at our notes, Joe. I took notes on it.
Okay, I did too. Okay. All right, moving on. Any questions about the 5K? Any thoughts about the vendor? Any issues, questions, concerns? Anything? No? Everyone's happy?
You have the truck, right, for the morning, the coffee truck?
It's,
Is that for your Lala?
we are working on a contract with them, so in progress. That's on the next page. One thing in yellow, Christina, I don't know what that means. Send email to all contacts to get their communication pieces.
You've already done it. It was basically like if Kim needed to get something to Firethorn.
Perfect. Okay, and then the last one, bring a chair or blanket to the flyer. The flyer's being reworked because I'd like to add the sponsors
New logos.
to it, and we have new logos, so I just put it's being reworked.
Okay. For the road closure for the 5K, is that something that I know it's
have
on the
an
meeting
update on
tonight, but I know it's on the meeting tonight.
Yeah.
Why do don't we just do it?
No,
There's
You
a
need us
process.
to tell you to?
We
No,
have to
I'm
apply
saying,
to
no, but
NCDOT.
do we need, why are you bringing it to us?
The DOT requires a letter of support from you guys, and I think he's going to send a copy of the excerpt of the minutes to say that y'all support it.
Can we just throw that on consent?
Yeah, we can put it on consent.
Let's put it on consent. We don't, it's the same route as last year. It worked great. There's absolutely, for me,
I got a couple changes anyway. Sorry.
okay. Ooh, it's a side eye.
Okay.
She got the hiss too.
So let's move on to the next one. So that was subcommittee. Now we're
just
going to
trying to
move
make
on to
tonight
the
as
elementary
quicker.
working group. Okay. 5K vendor quotes with and without T-shirts in progress. We talked about it. Selection of 5K done. Submitting all this stuff and getting insurance and forms, that's in progress. It will be done. Securing the coffee truck, Deb, that's in progress. I just have the contract. Got to send it out and get it signed.
Are you just doing one, or is
One.
is he having pastries or anything?
I didn't ask him to, but he's welcome to. That's what I told the food truck last time, was they were welcome to have something for sale if they wanted breakfast items or pastries.
Yeah. Okay.
Who's getting the bananas and stuff?
Last year that was Publix, and
We had bananas for a month.
I had to put
They
all
go
that
bad
in the
before a
car.
month.
I know.
That's a lot of banana
I had to
bread.
get stuff out. I just remember bananas galore.
I do have that on a post-it on my desk, was to ask Derek if he was gonna do that again for us this year, or if he wants me to do it, but
What's
I
that,
think
reach out
he went to
Publix?
Publix last year and asked them to donate it, and they did.
Do you
And we
want me
picked
to
it up
do
the
it?
morning of. That's up to you.
No, not at all.
So basically, post-race
Which
food,
Publix?
they gave us granola bars. They gave us
Marvin
bananas.
Gardens.
Marvin.
Marvin Garden. Okay.
Bananas, granola bars. What else did they give us? Do you remember?
Wasn't there Gatorade or water? I remember moving a lot of Gatorade.
Wow,
Was
the
that-
Gatorade wasn't all done? People didn't take all that?
Just ask
No,
Brian.
I moved it from here
Just ask Brian about post-race snacks.
somewhere.
Brian at Publix. Okay.
I don't know. I remember I moved a lot of Gatorade and water.
That was the.
From one truck to another truck.
Yeah, that
Is that
was.
for the?
Oh, I like it.
Does he wanna put, like, have a booth, or, I mean, a tent or something in Publix, like?
We invited them last year.
Are they sponsors?
They came to the, no.
That's how they sponsor us. They give us all this food. But they,
Okay,
It can be at the health fair.
okay.
Yeah, but they showed up, at the park. They were at the park last year, giving away bread. Didn't they
they
give
were
away
at the
bread?
park and they had their little mascot with them, the little green dragon guy.
Oh, I don't remember.
Publix
there a
has
green
it.
dragon?
Mass-
Yeah, it was
mascot?
Dancing with London, and they also.
Yeah,
They
they-
did the
he
Orange
was there.
Justice.
Oh, wow.
I can't
So
remember.
he may want to be at the park again. You're welcome to offer that to them.
So he gave him the past bananas, Gatorade water, and
Granola bars.
Granola bars, but we'll take whatever post-race snacks they want to give us.
I mean, that's not fine.
If they can do like little mini oranges and bananas, whatever, I'm okay with
Yeah,
it.
that would be good.
As far as the food goes, the Rotary Club is interested in being involved, so I think I'm just gonna ask them if they wanna come out and serve, and they can just like be at that table, replenishing it and saying hello to people and helping them grab their snacks and their waters and stuff. So I'll reach out to her. And create the layout and map for 5K submittal. Derek and I met and did that already. We're basically reusing the same stuff from last year, same route, same map. Maybe a couple tweaks to law enforcement where we have them placed inside the neighborhood just to help with safety. But it's going to council tonight to be approved. I have the application that we submitted to NCDOT last year, so I've just recreated it. And you guys did have to pass something formal giving us your permission for us to close the road. The council had to.
It's
Yeah.
the same. It's the same stuff from last year.
Yeah, I read the letter. It's in the thing.
Yeah.
Do we have Bob on board for leading it?
I don't think Bob's gonna miss an opportunity to lead it on his bike again.
Okay, well, let's just.
That was the
confirm
plan.
that. Okay, I just didn't see it on the list anymore, just making sure.
Yeah, and because, well, that's the other thing, so, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but because we don't have competing events going on anywhere else during the 5K, I thought it might be cool if council wants to be on the race route, like waving, cheering people on, saying hello to them.
Throwing water at
That's a
them.
good idea.
The council, yeah. It's up
Chuck
to you
bananas
guys.
at 'em?
And Marv the Owl should be there too, because that was really cool last year.
Yeah.
How's your aim, Kim?
Oh, I have good aim.
So
They'll be
maybe,
visiting you with the dunking
so
tank
maybe
later.
Bob can kick it off on his motorcycle, and the rest of you can kind of be spread out along the route, just to sort of, maybe the mayor can be at the finish line, but the rest of you can be spread out.
So
on
there's
the,
an
Who cares
owl.
about the mayor? He doesn't get a vote. Nobody cares.
So there's an owl costume.
There's two this
There's
year.
two now. See,
Wait,
I don't know why
do
we
have
need two if we only have one location this year.
I was told to order a second one.
Because we were
Stick
going to
Hayden
have a
in the other
second
one.
location. It's fine. It's all
Who's
good.
dressing up?
You gotta rotate them so they don't pass.
Yeah, Lennon got tired last year. She did it all day. And they get sweaty in there.
Oh, I know. I took it to the dry cleaners.
Oh boy.
Let me have that conversation with the dry cleaner man. He was like, "What's happening here with this?"
Yeah.
I know why you
Mascot
look at me.
wants
It's
to be
your
at the
fault.
5K.
You made
That'd
me
be
do it.
awesome too. Okay, so I feel really good about the application. Once you guys have the, once you guys pass what you're gonna pass tonight, then I think I have all the pieces that I need to at least approach the off-duty Union County guy to formally request the officers that we need. Once I get that back from him and his letter, that's the last missing piece to the application, and then I'm gonna turn it in. So I'm way ahead of schedule on that, and I'm just gonna pat myself on the back for that one.
Excellent.
Good job, Jill.
Because I was freaked out about this application, I'm not gonna lie. And then
Good
I
job,
was
Jill.
like, it's actually a lot easier than I thought, so I'm patting myself on the back for no reason. It was
I
super
think
easy.
you're gonna have a lot of help fair vendors too. They seem interested.
Yeah, they do.
So,
Thank
and I'm
God for
hoping
you.
a lot of
because
them will
I'm not.
sponsor. They're just not paying that.
All right, the next thing I had on here, still in progress, was Derek and Hunter finalizing the site map. There were some conversations about fireworks that,
Did we get
Why is he
answers
in a
on the
Marvin
fireworks?
School group?
I don't know, maybe site map for the school as well. We have site maps for all locations.
Okay.
So. But they're working on all of it. They'll work on a site map for. Will you guys work on a site map for elementary school, or is that me?
No, there. You're right. Each location has to have a site map.
Oh, okay.
But is that them too?
Yeah.
Or, okay, so they will
Okay.
work on one for
Okay,
there too.
sorry.
No, you're fine.
I didn't know they were doing one for the.
It's constantly evolving.
Really, the only other thing we need to know about Marvin Elementary School is I was able to get Dr. Spencer to donate to us the parking lot for the entire evening, up until 10:30 p.m., 10 o'clock, whatever. So
They're gonna
we
lock
have,
the
we can
gates
have
at
that
10:30?
second, yeah, exactly. So we can have that second shuttle stop.
Awesome.
Oh, nice.
And Austin was able to get Marvin Ridge High School UCPS to donate as a sponsorship in kind. They're donating the high school parking lot, because that was like $2
We
grand.
should just throw the elementary school on there as a sponsor too.
Oh, for sure.
For doing it.
Yeah.
And then I know I keep saying it and I don't see it on a list anywhere, so I wanna make sure that it's included. We need like shuttle stop signs, like this is where the shuttle's gonna stop.
Yeah, when we get to
And, like-
signs
like-
and banners, which is
I
coming,
know, but I
we'll
just
have
wanna
a
make
whole
sure that
list.
we don't forget to add that to the list.
I will
Um,
not forget that.
Two things, Jill. Can you tell Hunter about the second shuttle stop, and then can you just add something on the subcommittee cover sheet that says create sign list, and then y'all can look at the complete sign list. We did it last year. You can just pull the stuff. I actually already have it done. If you remind me, I'll get it from last year, and then we just add to it.
It's just one I keep thinking of, cause I think of when we had open house and people didn't know where the shuttle
Yeah.
was stopping at the elementary school, so they were kinda staying, like, we need like directional, you know.
Okay, I think the other thing for this committee to really kind of talk about is Councilman Wortman he wants to be a sponsor for Marvin Day for his business, but he would like some of it to be offset with some gift in kind. So he's offering to build some benches or some things that we can utilize at Marvin Day, but also just in perpetuity. They would just exist and they could be used wherever we needed them. Specifically some benches maybe for where that shuttle bus stop is going to be. If we have any elderly or pregnant that need to sit down, we want to have a place for them to sit while they're waiting for the shuttle. He thought about maybe some benches on the lawn area for anyone who does forget to bring a chair and they're there for the concert. We would have some seating there. He's also willing, this sounds like a Jamie line, I'll take care of it type deal, but he's also willing to build us an entire bar just to have forever for serving whatever we want at the park.
A bar
I don't know
trailer?
that we have any place to put that.
Like right near the little parking area? But
I don't know. He thinks big. But anyway, so he's asked us to kind of tell him what do we want him to make for us. What he wants to make is like benches that are gliders and they can stay at the park wherever Derek would like them to live after Marvin Day. So what are our thoughts on that? And then of course, I think he's looking for some,
What does he want in return
Fee.
for all of this?
it's,
I mean, it's
he'll be
in lieu of
credited towards
paying
his
the
payment.
sponsor.
Okay.
So he wants to be a silver sponsor, but we would offset
But by
that
donating
based on
goods
the
rather than a
value.
cash value.
Some cash, some goods, based on the value of what he provides.
Okay.
So, and I don't know if he determines that or we determine that, but that's what he would like to do. So I'm just bringing it to you all for discussion.
So I was reaching out to Love Tito's, that's their charitable arm, and I know they helped with a golf tournament that I did, a charity golf tournament, but they just donated the product, and then we had to serve and get mixers and all that. So building a bar, though, would enable you to utilize this free.
Yeah, but
itself.
we gotta get a license, an ABC license, and it's a whole thing.
It's
Like,
a-
it's a whole thing. Because we're not a nonprofit, like, it's a whole, like, we need, I talked to the ABC board last week, because we're talking about this movable bar. It's a whole ball of wax that we are not in a position to deal with currently. But we can have other alcohol vendors come in because they have a license to do it,
They have their own.
but we would need one, and
insurance.
it is very difficult to
Okay.
get one, not being a nonprofit, or like a business that sells alcohol.
Right. So like, for instance, them coming to Firethorn, they already have their own insurance and license.
And their own license to do it.
So they could just boom set the tent up
Yep.
there. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yep. Or if they're a nonprofit, then they can apply for a license, because if they were selling it for their nonprofit stuff,
Right.
and like it sounds like a charity golf tournament, it sounds like there was a nonprofit involved,
Yeah.
so it's a lot easier for them to do that than it is, like, we
As a
Can't.
nonprofit.
Yeah. Jill, in terms of Andy, I am fine if he wants to build us some benches. I don't know about gliders.
I don't think gliders are a good
Um,
idea, especially if
There's,
elderly.
well, and there's like
Parts
that are
and then
gonna
maintenance
rust
and- yeah.
I would like some benches,
Mhm.
maybe like 3 or 4 benches.
Mhm.
And like really, a couple person benches and then $500 and
Yeah, what
Maybe
level
silver
sponsorship did he want to?
Silver.
So that's 1,000? Yeah, 50-50. If
Yeah.
4 benches can be had
Yeah.
for $500 worth of whatever.
you want to take that back to him? Or I can.
I'll have my
whatever.
people call his people.
Okay. Or I can talk to him about it
But not-
tonight.
not glider.
Hardcore negotiate.
Yeah,
Just stationary.
not gliders.
A
Just-
basic park bench is about $500 for me to go buy one.
Hmm.
Yeah, but they just markup and all that stuff.
Right.
And he's gonna advertise that on those benches that
Labor.
he can
Yeah.
you can buy these.
Right.
You
So
can
they're made of
get them
wood
from me
then?
too, so he's gonna get some advertising in there too.
Yeah, sure. You put a little plaque on the back, you know.
Okay.
I can handle benches. I don't know about a 8
bar.
by 16 enclosed bar.
No, not now.
We
I
got
don't-
those new
got-
bays coming. No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
no, we don't have any- we don't have anything to do with it right now. Okay, Joe, what else?
All right. I think that's it for elementary school. I'm gonna move over to park.
Hold on, do you wanna
I haven't
schedule
printed
Friday
this.
night meet, greet, wine and cheese time? Like, are we just doing 6 to 8 and then we're done? Cause
Yeah.
it says to discuss.
Oh, we
It was
discussed
much-
that.
Originally, it
it
was for
was-
5 o'clock.
It was going to be more complicated initially because we would have to factor in artist setup and
Okay,
everything else,
so-
but it's
okay.
just showing up now. So
Okay, so, yes, but there's still a schedule, like 6 to 8, 5:30 to 7:30? What are we talking?
I think 6 to 8 is good.
6 to 8, be here 10, 15 minutes early. You know, you
Okay.
just kind of show
All
up.
right, there's your schedule. Okay, that one's done. You can mark it off your list.
Thank you. Oh. Oh, I see. Okay. In progress, done. Okay, I didn't get a chance to print out the AM group, but I'll just give some updates and then I'll print it before you guys leave. A horse education exhibit at the park is scrapped because our AM group, working group, is already working on different animals. It's not gonna be a horse. So we have snake and Carolina waterfowl, turtles, we'll have that type of stuff. Christina Culp is working on getting either like a bat or bug or some other type of person there. We should have that wrapped up in the next week or so. Contracts with face painters and balloon people and hair people are all in progress. They're all being sent and having them send back. We talked with Chaplin about it. It's really just to cover myself. If any of them don't show up and we're all majorly disappointed, I can at least say I did my due diligence. I gave them all the details. They signed. They said they were going to be there. Of course, we can't control what they ultimately do, and there's no remedy for us other than we never do business with them again. But at least if council or anyone else is asking, like, what happened? I can say, I mean, I did what I did, you know.
do that impression again.
I don't even know who that was supposed to be.
I was
Nobody
gonna
would
say,
talk
it's
to
not
me like
me.
that except you, and you're.
That wasn't even my voice. Like, the last time you did
No.
me was much better.
Try again.
No, I'm good. So basically, any vendor, just know that all the food trucks, inflatables, all of that is in progress. They're signing contracts. Well, not contracts. It's more like agreements, expectations for the day. And then on top of that, I'm getting their I-9s and their additional insured, where Christina has indicated that we need something like that from them. So that's just all background paperwork that's happening. As far as the garden education exhibit people, that's kind of been scrapped because Christina Culp has offered to do it all. So she's gonna do alternating between a nature talk instead of a nature walk because of the fireworks. So that was a good compromise. She's gonna do it in the cottage garden area, and she's gonna introduce them to the trail systems and talk to them about the trails that exist and educate them about them. She's even gonna have something. I don't know if she wants an easel with some whatever. She's gonna have some what is the word? Props.
Yeah, that's all
In
the
the show.
Visual aids.
visual aids.
Visual
Okay.
aids. And she's going to
Hold on.
educate people about the trails, and then she will alternate that with a gardening class / workshop. So she's going to do 4 total: nature talk, garden workshop, nature talk, garden workshop, every hour and a half, every 90 minutes throughout the day.
So 2 of each.
2 of each, yep. And then I put done for getting all the artist stuff for you, the gardens, because it's done, scrapped. We did it. Order discs. Derek, was that done yet, or do I need to push this date back for you?
I just need the new logo.
Yeah, we were waiting on
That's
the
right,
logo.
new logo.
Yeah, I still have it in the newsletter.
Austin, the new logo for the disc golf.
Hey, what?
Austin.
I'm sorry.
New logo for disc golf. Can we have the Marvin Day logo? Can you
Yes.
get that to Derek?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so action item, Austin will send Derek the new Marvin Day logo, and he can
Send me
order
the Marvin Day logo too, please.
the disc golf discs.
To Derek.
How many are we getting?
Jen.
100?
Did we say 100?
Do last year, did.
Yeah, that was, yep.
No, we said more this year. I think we did.
So I'll update
I
it
think we
on
said
my
100.
end, and
It's
the
in
link
some
should
past
still be good.
minutes. I'll look.
So if anybody goes to it,
We sold out.
going forward, it should be
Faces,
good.
the faces. Just giving me a face. Just give me a look.
Do one of each.
Okay.
For the discs,
No.
I'm talking to her about cornhole boards
are
and stuff.
you doing? We said 100, right? Do you recall? You always take great notes. We said 100 discs, didn't we? First 100 people. Because we're doing
I
4.
can find it in my notes.
Well, I didn't put her out the last time. She laughs.
So just tell us at our 6 o'clock meeting tonight, Christine, whenever you find that and all of that paperwork.
Oh man.
Okay, I'll find it.
Okay, the next thing on here is submitting and obtaining the permit to the Union County Environmental Health. I had a meeting with Christy this week. The application is now online, so she said once I get all of my contracts back from my food trucks and vendors to go ahead and submit that to her, and she'll approve. It's an easy process, and I've worked with her for years, so we have a good relationship, and that's going to be easy peasy. So that just says in progress. This has been done. Finalized schedule of events for the day. That's pretty much done now that we know how nature walks and gardening workshops have been affected.
You do
So,
website updates?
yes. So I will get that schedule done. I'll get it kind of printed out like we had last year with the different color-coded times. And site map is still being worked on between Derek and Hunter. Communication, all been done. Home garden tours scrapped. Dog rescue group, they're booked. Portable bathrooms, okay, Derek did get me a quote for the bathrooms.
Where we having portable bathrooms?
At Marvin Eford and also at the elementary school, right? Yeah, at both locations.
Why do we need them in the park? We don't have enough bathroom space?
For potentially hundreds or
crowd
1,000
overflow.
people.
Okay, okay,
I have a little extra
okay.
strategically placed, so
53, not near the dunk tank.
you don't want to smell it. You don't need it near the dunk tank because your dunk tank is right next to the bathroom.
I
So we
know.
will hope that the bathroom stays smelling fresh for you.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I want like the first turn of the dunk tank too, because I don't want to be dropped in nasty water. I'm
my
just gonna put that out there.
Sweaty people soup.
I
People.
I'm just,
Well, I'm just saying we're probably gonna have to drain and refill halfway through the day because so much water is
We
gonna
get free throws, right?
go out. But if you can be first,
thank you.
welcome.
I gotta practice mine.
Hey, ladies first, so
That's
it works.
right.
It
Hey, is
works
it my turn
well.
now?
No. Okay, and then let's see. Yes, it is your turn. That's everything for the AM group. Anybody have questions about the AM group? The AM stuff going on?
I think we're all good. AM sounds good. We got our food trucks, we're good. Okay.
How many food trucks did you end up with?
Do we have the map yet?
Is this for the AM?
Yeah.
I thought we weren't doing food trucks. I thought we were gonna let the scouts or community groups run a concession stand
At the park?
at the AM, the
The
AM.
park
At the
is
school.
the school,
Elementary school.
Okay.
the elementary school.
Yes, we are. But we are having.
We have no food trucks at
park.
the school.
Right.
We're just talking about AM and PM
Oh.
park. How many? That's a good
Just the coffee
question.
truck at the.
5?
Got AM.
At least 5? I think so. and then potentially your pizza guy.
That would bring a fire.
Yes. So,
PM.
PM working group.
Hold on, do we have the AM, do we have the map yet, Dirk?
Yeah, do we know anything about the fireworks issue?
Yeah, we,
We want to.
well, that's going to be
We're
part of
doing
PM.
Let's
Okay.
let
Let's go
Christina talk
Christina.
about that.
So, yeah, let's just go down the
I wanna know if
list.
we have a map.
That's
Okay.
part of.
It's in this,
It's in this update.
yeah, it's in this update. You got a PM map.
Do you have an AM map?
No,
That's what I want, we're still talking about AM, I want an AM map.
I'm not ready for the AM map yet. It's on my to-do list.
You're not doing
I
it.
have to send them a list of activities and vendors and everyone who needs to be included.
So all the little puzzle pieces go,
Yeah.
go in.
Are we on PM now? Okay, I'm gonna start on PM. So, mostly all of our stuff is done. Yard activities everything's been ordered. Austin's gonna order the 2 ring toss and the 2 cornholes with our new logo. He's gonna get that done in the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna scrap the food trucks from my list here because it's gonna be a carryover from the AM. And then the site map should be done. You've got that, right, for PM?
We have a preliminary.
Preliminary.
Okay,
It's a work
so
in art.
if
Work
If
in
you can just
progress.
show it to us, that'd be awesome. The issue with the fireworks is, there's a certain radius that we can't go beyond. There's a couple options to address that radius. We could reduce the shell size of the fireworks, which would obviously reduce the quality of the show. However, we're gonna be right under them anyway, so we don't know if it's really gonna make that big of a difference reducing the shell size. But when we asked what that reduction would equate to in terms of how narrow the radius got, it was only 70 feet. So at this point, we think, Derek and I think, that we should just go with the bigger fireworks and remove that part of the radius.
What would the cost be, cost
Right.
The
difference
bigger or
be?
go with the smaller?
No, the regular size, the
Go with
5
the
shells,
5 inch.
the 5 inch. The
No,
cost,
I'm sorry.
You're thinking going small shell,
Yes.
it sounds like.
okay, well,
But I'm
sorry.
actually with Jill. I don't think we should do fireworks at the park at all.
I don't think that's an option for this group. Is that an option
Is
for
that
you?
an option?
Is that an option?
Committee?
I'm one person, if we wanna take it to council tonight, we're talking about Marvin Day, we're happy to talk about it.
I didn't think it was an option, so.
I didn't
that's
think it
why
was an
I-
option either. Do you guys have any feelings as the subcommittee to have fireworks or not? Like, do
You
y'all?
have 2 people on this committee who don't want fireworks.
I mean, I'm good with no fireworks because I can spend that money on some other fun things instead. Like we could have really cool
if you-
photo booths and
But if you
fun
do do
stuff.
them, I think the smaller ones would be fine for the distance we're talking about.
Okay.
Is that a new
Do you happen to have a new radius of the 70 feet being removed or no?
No.
Yeah, because
but I
that was
could-
my question: is does that free up
I could
the
draw
community
it.
gardens
No.
again? Because they were right on
Yeah,
the
I didn't
edge,
think it-
70
I didn't think it
feet.
made any
I don't think
difference.
it really. It
I-
doesn't give
or
me back my
35
nature
feet.
trails
No.
or the community
Okay.
garden. I don't.
It
Well,
didn't.
so-
It didn't free up anything that we were hoping to get
No.
back.
I'm not sure, but
But what
ask-
about the cost
Ask the man in
difference?
charge over there.
There would be a cost difference. I can't tell you how much. I didn't ask him, but I do know the 3-inch shells are lower price. But I don't to what degree. I have no clue. It's probably only going to be a couple $1,000s.
Couple $1,000s.
Does it give us any real estate that I need, or no? In your professional opinion.
No.
Not really. I mean, it could potentially open up the community gardens. But it's like right on the cusp of, no. Was it 70?
Yeah.
Well, is that 70 diameter or 70 radius?
While we're on this
Don't use
topic,
big words.
can we add
Because if
to
it's diameter, then that's
PM's
only bringing it in 35 feet.
or wherever you want it added? I think it would fall under
Yellow
Derek
circle
and
and
logistics,
70 feet.
but I
Yeah, but
need
if you
to
move the- I
understand
guess what I'm saying is
how
that if you
we
move
plan
the-
to barricade off the areas
Yeah, okay,
for the
if
fireworks. Are
70
they
feet in
bringing
from
us
here is the new
metal
circle.
or
That should
plastic
free up the gardens,
barricades, and
because
we're
aren't they
gonna-
right here at the edge of
or
the
are
current
we
circle?
responsible for
We
that?
would. The
70 feet's a
firework
big
group is
distance.
not.
Yeah.
They are not. So we would have to do that.
Did you hear that?
No.
So I asked her to add to the PM group to figure out what kind of barricades we need to rent to barricade off this area. I'm assuming the firework people are going to want to be the ones who actually set them, the barricades, but maybe we
so
just
the-
provide them.
So what'll more than likely take place is we will barricade them with just road, like just little road closure kind of barricades, and then we'll hire off-duty to stand there and literally stop people from going there. That's what we did last year.
Okay. We can rent those?
We have some, don't we? Don't we have?
We
Road closure barricade?
We have some basic cones and bars.
We're gonna have live people there anyway, so it really doesn't matter what we really have. We can get cones, and we'll hire law enforcement to literally stand every so many feet.
I mean, I would almost rather just
It's not gonna
rent
guarantee it.
some concert barricades, like where you just kind of put them out and people. I feel like that would be cheaper than paying so many police officers to stand spaced out by the hour for the entire event.
We'll talk about it. We can.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to
Precedent.
require. Last year they wanted us to do that, so they may
Okay.
not. That may not be an option for them.
Okay, let's just
we'll,
find
we'll
out.
talk about
Are we
it.
gonna have like fire and EMS there?
Yes.
So what's the chance that we can maybe get the fire truck and the EMS to park like
Yeah, we can
at
do
the edge to kind of be like,
You don't go past
and then
it.
have,
Don't
and
go
then-
past you.
Yeah, and then have just a couple,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. Just
It
thought.
sounds like a conversation with the
Yeah,
fireworks folks to figure out the best way that we can
We'll talk
help
about it
them
more,
with
Jill,
that.
and
Yeah.
figure out what we can do.
But Jill, if people really don't want it, then bring it up tonight. Seriously.
Well, what are y'all's opinions here? Because I think that we would rather have a recommendation from you all as to scrapping fireworks or keeping them. For Cancel decided to allow you all to be the shot callers in this, so I think that they would really rather have your
Go on
opinions.
with me. I'm not. I'm
Yeah,
not voting down now.
So there's a no. Jill's a no. What are you?
I like fireworks, but I mean, I don't think it needs to be. If a smaller shells and saving thousands of dollars is adequate, I. would
But is it
go
not?
that
Is it an option? Do you want fireworks, like whether they're smaller or large?
route. I think it would go nicely with the concert.
And what are you?
I'm not weighing in.
Okay,
I got final decision, so.
Derek, you're a no.
I'm in favor.
Okay, so you've got two. And
I'm
two.
not unswayable. Like I'm not gonna go home and cry and like, oh my god.
Well, we can
took
just
my
if you
fireworks
wanna
away,
give
but-
them an update and say we've got mixed opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Some people want them on the
Yeah.
committee, and some people
That's
don't.
fine.
But I think they're a
and-
huge draw.
And,
I mean,
I mean, it may come back as a resounding, oh no, we're gonna have them.
Right,
Like,
which is fine.
but it may be like, meh, I don't know. That's why I'm like, I'm kind of indifferent. I know that last year people, loved them. Even people that weren't there were like, oh my god, they were amazing. We could see them from, wherever. But
Well, we also don't necessarily need to be putting on a free show, especially for people who aren't even Marvin residents. But I do think that that's a big draw for the evening crowd. I mean, even if you're not hip for a concert, you might want to go
yeah,
catch the fireworks.
Yeah.
And so that's sort of the reason I'm in favor. I mean, I also
Yeah.
do sympathize with all of the pet owners in Walden Pond.
I
So this
sympathize
is
with
one of the
Walden
reasons
Pond
that
in
I'm
general.
like not like
Yeah.
unswayable, but I think it's a huge draw, and I think it
Let me ask you
really tips the evening stuff.
a question, Christina. The
Mm-hmm.
field they were set up in last year, is that the field to the right or the left of that driveway
What driveway?
where the fireworks were set up?
Oh, it's
To the left?
on the left. Yeah.
Okay. So you're looking at roughly, we're 300 feet closer
Yeah.
with, from the stage to where the fireworks will be shot off.
Yeah. The 3-inch you're getting at, the 3 inch is not going to make a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's not. I mean, yeah.
I think this is
it
a
would
pretty
be fine.
intimate thing, such that a smaller show. Like I said, we don't really need to be putting on a show for the entire
We're
county.
going to be right there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
can we
I don't
find
even
out
think
how much?
council needs to weigh in on if we decide to make the shells a little bit smaller and we don't think it's going to impact the quality of the show, but it's going to save thousands. I don't even know that council, correct me.
No,
I don't
no.
think council needs to approve that.
No,
The only
no.
thing council would need to approve is if we scrap fireworks
Right, yeah.
altogether.
But it sounds
Yeah.
like we're not. So let's just see what the price is on the smaller ones. And I do like that idea because what Christina said the other day was we're literally going to be like underneath them. Like we're going to
Yeah, you'll feel like the embers are
Is
falling
there-
on you. I've
is there
been at
not-
fireworks shows where you're
The wind levels in here.
that. I mean, you're like,
close to 'em,
like stadium launched shows, you know.
Okay, I'm late for our 12 o'clock, so I'm just gonna wrap this up. But the last thing on yours was alcohol trucks, which
Yeah,
Kim
I'll finish up.
took over,
Yeah.
sort of.
Working on the site map. Derek, you have it, I guess, in front of you. The alcohol trucks, we're working on that, and then the Cedar Hill Ponies, we're also working on that. The shuttle's been reserved. We've got everything in place for that, so we're good to go on PM. Nothing really that we have left to do.
Okay. So, can I go back to alcohol trucks really quick?
Mhm.
So, I had talked to Middle James and, Kefi Winery. Middle James had indicated that they were interested. I just got an email today that said they were not.
Oh.
So, I'm gonna call Dream Chasers again. I left him a message last week. He has not returned my call. Kefi Winery is still, to my knowledge, interested. And then Hunter had talked to somebody who finally called him back and they seemed interested.
Okay.
So I told him to keep going down that path because,
Do you want me to call Sycamore? I got a contact for there, but I thought we were good from
I mean,
alcohol.
yeah, we're definitely not.
Okay.
Could Middle James give a reason?
Short-staffed and too busy. So, yeah, but Dream Chasers never call me back. If you have a contact at Sycamore, call them. Hunter's got somebody, so it's kind of like, you know, whoever gets somebody first.
Okay.
And I'm good having 2 breweries and a winery, 1 brewery and a winery, but we need to try to get this nailed down. And I thought I had gotten it done, but I hadn't. She was
Wait,
gonna
wait,
update us
hold
on
on.
sponsors and
Was
she
it
left.
Sycamore or Legion that he sent me? Let me look. It might have been Legion.
Can Sogo not come and serve multiple
Who's Sogo?
Southern Comfort or
Gourmet?
whatever it is. Southern.
Well, I mean, they don't wanna be a
That's what they
sponsor,
changed it
so, I mean, I don't know.
Sorry, it was Noda. I had a contact for Noda too. That was good.
Noda would be great.
I mean,
Hop, drop, and roll.
You want to check with Old Mac?
Old Mac would be a good one
It's
to
there.
check, and
They
Noda.
checked it. It should be on there.
yeah, I mean, these are like all.
I would say those are the obvious ones, so I'm sure you've already talked to them.
I mean,
so,
well,
yeah.
no, I mean, Hunter has been emailing people and they won't call him back. So I started calling last week because I was like, somebody's just gonna need to pick up the damn phone and start making some phone calls.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, if y'all know anyone, please reach
But
out
yes,
to anyone
but
you
if
know and
so it's kind of a first come, whoever gets them first.
update
wins.
Hunter because Hunter's maintaining that database and who's,
Yeah.
Okay.
so just let him know. But that's all we have from our end, so we're golden.
Okay. Yeah, our bar manager gave me Nick from Noda, and he, I guess, maybe he'd be willing to do it if he wants to stay on top.
A little veiled threat.
So I can ask Jill to send an email out that updates you all on the sponsor since she had to step out.
Yeah.
Is there any other questions that anyone had? Or
So many.
Have you put together a like a stage schedule?
I have not. Mm-mm. Anything else?
No, but I would like to, maybe next time or whenever we have this meeting, like let's set aside like an hour and a half. Cause I feel like we end up rushing through stuff and then we like miss stuff and then we're like, oh, we'll get it next time. Well, it's
Now we don't have a lot of
February.
next
We don't
times.
have, yeah, we don't have a lot of next times left.
Okay.
And I did offer up Parks Rec and Greenway Board, who's not assigned to anything, to maybe help. So if we need some help, but I don't know, nobody seemed really thrilled about that, so.
No, I think it just caught people off guard. I think it's a useful thing to at least touch base with them.
I mean, they did everything last year. Not, they didn't do everything last year, but they were the committee that was in charge. So I just was like,
That's fine.
No, I think it's great to report back to them. I think the thing that sort of just caught everybody off guard is that most, with the exception of John and Bob, because he formally
Yeah.
recused himself, everybody's already on a committee somewhere.
yeah,
So
I don't know, I just kind of thought everybody,
yeah.
we should at least give an update in that meeting, but maybe not.
I think bringing Jill in for a minute to give an update on status would be useful.
Yeah, and I mean, sponsors, like, we need.
Yeah, to be able to say things like,
So
which I think was the takeaway today.
Yeah.
we had a lot of interest in people wanting to sponsor for the health fair.
Yeah.
I feel like we'll get lucky and some of them will be
Real sponsors. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
I just think they haven't.
As you said, we're approaching a deadline for
I
that,
mean,
so
that's
they'll
a-
finally have to
Yeah, maybe
commit.
that's what we need to do, set a deadline.
March 1st is the deadline.
Okay.
March 1st.
And
It's
then
coming.
I can reach out.
Yeah, it gives a good excuse to be like, hey, deadline's approaching.
I mean, some of them
Let me
did
touch base.
say health fair only, but March 1st.
Well, if they're health fair only, then we should make their health fair
She's only charging them $25.
price more.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, do we have action items?
I mean, that's kind of what this whole meeting is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's made of.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you just want to go into adjourn, you can.
I'll make a motion to adjourn at 12:14.
Thank you, guys.
Need a vote?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sounds good.
All right. Fantastic.